Introducing the most powerful force in the wrestling world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wristlocks and Long Talks HJ Show. I'm your co-host, Jay, and that's H.
Yo.
H, what's the weather in the UK like today?
Oh, don't get me started, mate. I am wearing a shirt and my Rob Van Dam shorts for this. I have been in my underwear all day. It is that hot.
It's not supposed to be that hot over here today, but I got the humidity warning on my computer, and it shows windy.
Oh, it's
decent.
We were supposed to have thunderstorms, which always happens when it gets warm, but we got a bit of rain yesterday, and that's been about it. It's like offensively humid.
I don't think we're supposed to get thunderstorms until Wednesday, but we had some either Sunday night or Monday morning. I can't remember which. Woke me up, and there was a tornado in one of our graveyards.
Jesus.
And ripped up trees, ripped up bodies with those trees. But it's really weird the way the tornado did. Is it hit over 9 miles from where I live, and then it got, I think what happened is it kind of ramped off of the hills that are there or something. Once they go down, if they come back up, it takes them time to get back down. It jumps over the lake between us and then goes on the other side of the town I live in and goes right along the road, pretty much, tearing up stuff.
Christ. Oh, no. The worst way gets a bit of a thunderstorm. A couple of fences might blow off. The other year, I got home and the neighbour's shed roof was in our front garden.
That's fun.
I mean, it wasn't much of a shed. It was more a broken piece of crap, but the roof blew off and landed in our garden.
So you put it on cement poles and had yourself a shed.
Next time I saw him out, I was like, I've got your shed roof, mate. Like, what? I landed in my garden. I've got your shed roof. Do you want it back? And he went, no. All right, I'll put it in the fire pit then, mate.
So let's get a little into that wrestling, which is what some people come for. Others come for our long talks. But it seems like there's a rash of shoot works happening. You had an altercation between CM Punk and Seth Rollins out of Fanatics. And That's obviously shoot. Like, people's wanted to make it sound like drill, but it's obviously shoot. He came from the crowd. You had supposedly the Iconics and Ash by Elegance and the Elegance brand having an incident at Pittsburgh signing. Hell, at EPW last night, we had people fighting in the hallway after the show. So, what do you think of that trend?
I don't mind it, but, you know, if it's overused, it doesn't have the same sort of effect, does it? I mean, we've got CM Punk to blame for it.
Speaking of that person, Brian Gerwitz came out and talked about the infamous pipe bomb segment.
Oh, because Cena's just redone it.
Yeah, I've seen that, and that's part of why it's popping up in the news feed.
Yeah, it will be.
But Gerwitz was like, no, there's nothing that wasn't approved beforehand on that. Punk helped write a lot of it, but besides like one or two little things, the cutting the mic and all that was in the script, which I always figured it was.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting.
I mean, it's just kind of rewriting history a tiny bit. because everyone thought it was off the record, and that's why they cut it. And people should have known that they wouldn't let him out there with a mic and not know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Punk, I've ordered some CM Punk shorts.
Why waste your money?
Because me, Rob Van Dam and TNT ones are getting a lot of wear with this weather. So I've ordered some Punk ones, two more pairs of different design Rob Van Dam ones. Jamie likes one, hates the other. Some Austin shorts, and I think some Shawn Michaels ones.
The only thing I've ordered recently is AEW came out with a special edition all-in luchador mask.
Oh, cool.
It's basically the flag of Texas rearranged a little, so I'm not too happy about that. But it has AEW on the side, which shows that it's not just some random luchador's mask. So I got me that in the mail. Hopefully I'll get it soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping my stuff shows up before the weather turns to shit again, and I get to wear some of the stuff I've bought for the warm weather.
I mean, unless it's negative degrees out there, it's always shorts weather.
Yeah, not necessarily over here. I might be walking to work in me Rob Van Dam ones tomorrow and getting changed when I get there, though. Depending on what temperature it is at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm really not fancying having to walk to work in my work gear and it being boiling.
No, that sucks. I don't even like wearing pants at work.
I wear jeans. I wear Cena style jorts when it gets this warm at work. Knee supports hanging out the bottom of a pair of jorts. It's a strong look.
I have to wear a uniform at work because I work in security.
Oh, I have to wear a uniform, but I wear the shirt and then it's jorts and knee pads. Jorts, knee pads, and a pair of toe caps.
They try to regulate what I wear even down to, like, my socks. I'm supposed to have just plain black socks. I'm like, no. I'm going to wear what I want. So I have, like, a pair of Young Bucks socks. I have Superman socks. I have a wide variety of just nerdy socks that I wear.
Yeah. I don't think I ordered socks on me stupid order of miscellaneous stuff, but I think I might go back in. I know I added some to my watch list.
So
I've got some BZW socks somewhere, but they don't go well in my work boots because they're white.
So talking about orders, I seen Ozzy Osbourne is going to be selling, I believe it's bottles of water with his DNA in it for
I've seen that.
$450.
Yeah.
Got that in your shopping cart yet?
No. As much as I love Ozzy, that is ridiculous. And that company, Liquid Death, are kind of useless. They've got to be going bust. I don't understand. It's cans of flavored water. They were how much? I think they were on the pricier end. Like I could get a can of Monster cheaper than a can of their water at one point. They sponsored Download Festival the other year, and now if you go to again B&M bargains, like I keep bringing up, like Dollar Tree or whatever it is. I said it was like if you walk in there, you can get a can for 50p now.
I don't know how they're doing because I know there for a while in the US they did real good, and they're still pretty much everywhere. I bought it once just to try it because everyone was into it, and I was like, "This is awful."
Yeah, I did the same. I think someone bought me a can, or I got it when it was 50p because it was cold and it was a warm day last summer. I certainly wouldn't have paid more than £1 for it. The lime one was all right. It was like a White Claw with the fun taken out.
There's fun in White Claw.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4.5% alcohol in a White Claw. The best hangover cure on the planet.
Is it only 4.5?
I think so.
I mean, that shows you just how much I drink White Claws. Like, those, like, wine coolers have just a negative connotation, which I always thought it was funny, and I pointed it out to people when they complained about, like, I would drink wine coolers. But I'm like, and this was back when Oklahoma had 3-2 beer, all right? Well, wine cooler, for some reason, was not a beer because it's not a malt drink. But it also wasn't a hard liquor, so you could still buy it in the grocery stores. I don't think I've seen a wine cooler in the grocery store in a long time because, like, now we have the 6 point and it's been flooded with other stuff. But at the time, they were 5% beer, I think. And so because they were not beer but not other, they kind of...
That's 4.5.
They fell in that weird selection, and I'm like, dude, it doesn't taste like shit like Budweiser or Coors or anything like that. And it's more alcohol. So how am I being a bitch there?
Exactly. It's like I'll get cans of, I usually drink cider, but if I'm not feeling it, I'll get a can of, like yesterday, I was rough. Finished work, I went to the pub, I got 3 cans of hooch, which is alcoholic lemonade. And that's 4.5%, I think. I think that's the same strength as the pint I'd have normally had.
So
and it was just lemonade. And a pint is £4.35 on a Saturday, whereas they were 3 for a tenner.
So, funny story. When Mike's Hard Lemonade first came out here in Oklahoma, it got put in with like just the regular lemonades and stuff. And we went to this one store and I got me one. I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, hey, that's cool. Let me get it. Because even as a kid, I didn't drink a lot of pop at times.
Yeah.
And they bought that, and I was maybe 12 when they bought me a hard lemonade, not realizing what it was. They just thought it was,
Brilliant.
Oh, well, what's hard? It's just lemonade.
Brilliant. Love that. I know people that have picked up, what's the American version of them? We have Dragon Soup over here. It'll be Four Loco.
Yes.
That's like Monster, but 9%.
I think they've made them weaker now. I never had them. But there was issues with like people having to go to the hospital because of it.
I'm just going to have a look how strong they are over here because I can pull it up on my app at work. Warning, contains alcohol. Yes, I know. What strength is it?
Well, in the U.S., it wasn't the strength of the
8.4.
In the U.S., it wasn't the strength of the alcohol that was becoming the issue.
It was the caffeine.
Energy part of it.
Yeah. Well, I know people over here that have seen like Dragon Soup, the British equivalent, that's about the same strength. Thought, oh, that's just like a can of Monster or something. And first thing in the morning, one of them in. It's like, you do know that was like a 9% beer that you've just had to perk yourself up.
I mean, there's a WWE fruit punch thing that I'm thinking it's supposed to be kind of energy drink liquor. Oh. It's from Seagram's, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you messaged me about them.
Yeah. It wasn't too great, but it was better than the Mai Tais I got.
I've got one in the fridge actually from Red Stripe Beer. That's a rum punch type thing. I've not tried it yet. Some of the premixed cocktails you get over here are great, and some of them are horrific.
Oh, that's like over here. We have some alcoholic sodas, and the Coke ones taste like bad cough syrup.
Oh.
The root beer ones were okay, but
we've got. I know we do. You can get alcoholic dandelion and burdock, but I hate that anyway. So I'm never going to try that. But I like Iron Brew. So when I saw an Iron Brew and vodka premix cocktail thing at work, I was like, oh, I've got to try that. It's revolting. It tastes nothing like Iron Brew. It's got the orange and blue branding and everything on it. It's not like knockoff Iron Brew with its actual Iron Brew branding. It's horrible. £2.20 wasted. Sprite and Absolute Vodka, though, in a premix can. Exceptional. And then you get some terrifying ones like, I think it's behind here. Yeah. These.
Margarita. Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah. 15%. And Sprite's tiny can. But you know when you've had a few of them.
Yeah, me and tequila do not get along. I can have a little bit of tequila and my lips start to burn and I start getting sick immediately. So
I love tequila. The best man at my wedding can't do tequila, or he couldn't. I remember it must have been his 30th. We were in the pub we both worked in. And I remember where he was sat at the bar. I was over near the pool table and I heard him go, Dad, you're a bastard. Because his dad had bought him a shot of tequila and he knocked it back and went, see, fucking told you, got up, went straight to the box to throw up. I'm like, yeah. Well, fair enough. Don't buy Dave tequila. I do that with Jägermeister, to be fair, so.
My drink of choice was generally something with rum in it.
Yeah, I'll go rum or bourbon if it's spirits.
So
bottle of white rum there.
Move away from the
other leg.
Let's move away from the drink show before we drink channel, because I'm sure you and I can do something like that.
Well, I was a bartender for 10 years. It's what I know.
Murder Machine, Lance Archer, and Brian Cage are going to be in a Steven Spielberg film.
Yeah, that's cool. With Chavo Guerrero playing the ref.
Yeah, Chavo's the ref, and he's in charge of all the wrestling. I wish Chavo was an active wrestler again, because I loved him as a child, especially when he had Pepe. But the fact that him and Mondo
what this film is or what it's about or anything?
The article I read said that they think it's about UFOs and aliens.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that kind of fits Spielberg nowadays.
Yeah. I just don't see. It's only going to be a small part in it. He's not doing like a Z-list movie like Wrestlers versus Zombies, is he?
No, I think it's probably going to be, unless like Spielberg really just wants it, it's probably going to end up getting cut. Let's be honest there. Because depending on if the whole movie is about aliens, and then you just have this little part, unless Cage and Archer's playing an alien,
possibly,
then it'll be cut.
Yeah. It's going to be odd.
Yeah.
Although saying that, I'm going to have to go out and find, was it Wrestlers versus Zombies that it was called? It's a really, really bad sort of Z movie.
There was
a bit mental as well.
There were several really bad short scene movies.
Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, there it is from 2013. Roddy Piper, Kurt Angle, Jim Duggan, Matt Hardy, Shane Douglas, Sylvester Terkay, Larry Zbyszko. Yeah.
You know, Larry is one of those guys I'm always surprised he's still alive when I hear he's still alive.
Yeah,
Like,
I was just thinking he's dead.
Now.
Yeah, I was just thinking he's dead. I'll look up how old he is in a minute because I'm sure that's not the movie I was thinking of. Because I'm sure Kevin Nash was in one that was just as bad.
And Larry was also one of my favorite commentators back in WCW. But according to this, he is only 73 years old.
Oh.
Born in December 5th, 1951.
Oh, this might be it. Monster Brawl. It's the fight of the living dead. Oh, it's got Kurgan, Kevin Nash, Jimmy Hart, Herb Dean. It might be that one I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's got to be that one I'm thinking of. That's terrible.
Which you might enjoy this humor as much as I'm kind of starting to look forward to it. Not wrestling related, but movie related. Spaceballs 2. Starring many of the original cast.
Yeah. That's going to be cool.
I can't remember the character's name, but the one that ended up being the prince in the end. His son's actually going to play his son in the movie.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Mel Brooks, who is like 98.
Yeah.
Is returning as the yogurt. Rick Moranis is...
I genuinely thought Mel Brooks was dead.
I knew he wasn't dead because I remember people saying, oh, I can't think of his movies. All of his movies pretty much would never be made today. And then he also had History of the World Part 2 or something come out not too long ago.
Oh. I didn't know about that. There's what else is coming out? Oh, it's the new, is it Naked Gun?
No, I think it's Airplane. Or Airplane. It might be Naked Gun.
It's one of the two, isn't it? With Liam Neeson.
It wasn't anything I was actually interested in.
It looks quite funny. Yeah, Naked Gun.
Okay.
That looks quite funny from what I've seen of it.
I had a conversation about it at work the other day, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. And the kid that I was training just kept droning on about it.
Yeah, I'm not fussed about... I've seen the originals. I'm not that fussed. This one does look quite funny.
I just have a hard time still wrapping my head around Liam Neeson is Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. Speaking of, is where we go on a Star Wars tangent. So, I've just built that, which is Captain Rex's microfighter, because I needed a Captain Rex for the collection of clones. Lego Liam Neeson. So I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 8 or 9 different clones on there. Obi-Wan. I didn't really have anywhere else to put Qui-Gon, despite him not being part of the clone thing, so he just went next to Obi-Wan. I've got a load of Mandalorians over there. They're the two Lego Star Wars things I collect, the Mandalorians and the clones.
So how many of the Bad Batch do you have?
None yet, because they've all been in rather expensive sets. So usually I'll pick them up when either they're in a sort of cheap set, like the microfighter. That was... I got that from work, so that was 12 quid plus my staff discount. So I don't mind that. Or they'll be on the front of the Lego magazine, so I don't mind spending a $5.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, you get colouring pages and puzzles in them for the kids as well, so I get a minifigure for the collection, and they get something to do for a bit.
That's always the good thing, is getting them something to do.
Well, Alana gets the Pokemon one every month because, yeah, she's obsessed with it.
Oh, it's good she's still obsessed with Pokemon.
Oh, well and truly. Pokemon bedding. She's got, for bribery reasons, I ordered a load of Pokemon plushies that are all in a bag in the front room. So when she's not a dickhead, she gets one.
So what do you have for bribery for Zach?
Food. Oh, he's not quite grasped the concept of bribery yet. To be fair, I ordered 6 and there's still 5 sat in there, and the one she only got because she was really ill last weekend. It's to cheer her up because she was just being sick everywhere. Well, you know, once she gets it through her head that if she's not an ass, she gets a teddy, I'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
I mean, and that's nothing against your kid. That's just for kids in general. Because I have a niece that she knows not to do stuff. She's 8. She'll get bored. She'll do it. Or she'll do it, try to get away with it, knowing she's going to end up getting caught. And then she gets mad when her Switch and her tablet gets taken from her. And we're like, now you did this, didn't you? Yeah. You knew what would happen when that happened, didn't you? Yeah. So why'd you do it? I don't know. I was bored. I wanted to.
Yeah. We were all sat in here yesterday before we went out. And they were both pulling the strings on that black guitar behind me, and I'm like, stop doing that. You're going to hurt your fingers. Like, worst case scenario, you snap your strings and I'll go ballistic. But you're going to hurt your fingers. Because the strings I've got on that are like, because I'm quite heavy-handed and I play down-tuned, I can't reach it from the chair and I'm not getting up. The strings I use are really, really thick, rather than like, so your normal gauge would be sort of like your high E would be like a 9 or a 10, maybe an 8. That's a 15. So the high E on that's like the wire you get on a cheese cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the kids have got the fingers behind it going like that. I'm like, that's going to hurt you. No, that's really going to hurt you. Oh, I just want to play the guitar. And I'm like, what that's going to do is cut your fingers. Unless you've got fingers like leather, like I have, that's really going to hurt you.
So what type of Band-Aid did you put on it?
They did take the hint. They stopped and started playing with the thicker strings. And I was like, if that one breaks, that's just going to hurt a lot. Yeah. I think the thickest string on that is probably about the same size as the thinnest string on my bass.
All right.
Thankfully, I've not got them under proper tension on that because it would snap the guitar. So I've got to break the tools out and do some adjustments so it doesn't pull itself to bits when I tune it. Because that's the first guitar I ever bought with my own money.
I have a Stratocaster somewhere that I bought because I wanted to learn. And
the thin body.
No, it's like an acoustic that can plug in, and I was holding.
Oh yeah.
And it has on the side where it can tune, or like it has the tuner built in.
Yeah. I've got this is one of my weirdest instruments that I own. I'm gonna have to reach for this. So that's the first one I bought with my own money. I have an acoustic one of these.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pointy 24 fret acoustic. It's great. I got it at a trade show must be coming on 20 years ago now. I've never seen another one in the wild. I've seen the odd one listed online for sale for way more money than I paid. So I don't think they sold that well.
Well, since we're talking music, Fozzy has fallen in line at number 30, and I believe it's Quarantine has their new one at like number 40 on the secondary rock charts.
Oh.
Interesting enough. Do you listen to Fozzy any? I mean, I feel like they wouldn't quite fit your...
The odd tune. I've seen them live a couple of times. When they've been like on tour with someone or on a festival bill. I think it was Sonosphere in 2011. Slipknot headlined. They finished the set. No, that was Orange Goblin. It was whoever was on last one day. We were walking back to the campsite and you had to walk past one of the smaller stages and Fozzy were on. I was like, oh, Chris Jericho. Oh, we're all pissed up, like. And this must have been about midnight. Like, oh, that's Chris Jericho. So there was about fucking 7 of us waded into the middle of the crowd, turned around, did the Jericho thing, and then just carried on walking.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Fozzy a couple of times, but have you heard the new Fall in Line song? I mean, I know it's not new because it was released in March, maybe.
I have not. I'll stick it on Spotify when we walk to work tomorrow.
I like it. I don't like a lot of their older ones because they're covers or they're just... There's nothing that, to me, is catchy.
Yeah.
And to me, since Boombox, they've been putting out stuff that either as singles kind of, I feel, or is catchy.
Yeah.
And to me, Walk the Line, and I'm probably saying that's the wrong way, but to me, that song is not only catchy, but I dig. Like, I can connect with it.
The last thing that popped up on Spotify remotely wrestling related that was very excited about was when they re-signed Aleister Black, so his theme reappeared.
Nice.
Because I absolutely love that tune. I mean, it's a remix with whoever it is that was getting like chants about firing them.
It's Fall in Line, not Walk in Line.
Yeah. What is it? I can't remember the name. But it was something about like Jordan Grace and the crowd were music's changed and the crowd were fighting, like shouting to fire whoever it was that was
Jordan
doing
Grace
them.
Changed her theme music because WWE partially thought the siren was too close to Braun Breaker, but also Jordan Grace owns the right to the music she was using in TNA, and of course WWE wants to own the rights to everything.
Def Rebel. Apparently the crowd were chanting Fire Def Rebel, who's got something to do with the themes at the moment.
I mean, it's pretty much the one doing all the new themes.
Mm.
And that's because WWE can buy it and own it.
Yeah, because they've done the Aleister Black one that was Incendiary, and now it's Incendiary and Def Rebel. Yeah, apparently the audience were chanting Fire Def Rebel.
Which, you brought Jordan Grace up. Have you noticed how she's kind of like lost some of her muscle mass?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the wrestlers that I rode to Oklahoma City with last night, well, I drove, they rode, was mentioning on the way back. He's like, I called it, man. As soon as she joins WWE, she's going to lose that steroid muscle. And now she's dropping people on their heads.
I mean, I haven't watched anything since Money in the Bank, I don't think.
I just kind of zone out at times with them.
I've not watched anything, I don't think. I mean, I've seen bits of highlights. So I saw the Cena promo from the other day, and I've seen mostly GCW highlights because they've got some weird shit going on. So like they had I'll have to pull up the card for last night before I get it confused with tonight now.
Well, I know on AEW's Collision, Kota Ibushi returned, and I haven't watched that because I was at a show last night. I didn't watch Friday's SmackDown because I just didn't feel like watching WWE. And I did see GCW posted a thing. They've been in 29 of the 50 states.
So last night, they had Banging in Little Rock, which had Joey Janela versus Elena Black, so Cora Jade. And they had Atticus Koga versus Shotzi Blackheart. Apparently, Shotzi went through glass, a door, and took the kebab skewers to the head. And for the GCW World title, Effie defeated Mike Jackson, who's about 103. So, but tonight you've got Madman Pondo and Willie Mack against Buck Nasty, Simon Gotch versus Jonathan Gresham, Joey Janela versus Jack Cartwheel, Matt Tremont versus Stu Tough Tony, Cardona versus Jimmy Lloyd, Effie versus Too Cold Scorpio. The interesting one for me is Masha Slamovich versus Nikki Knuckles tonight.
I didn't realize Too Cold Scorpio still wrestled.
Yeah. Well, he's got a shot at the GCW title tonight in Kansas City, Missouri.
See, the one that I thought was interesting on that match, and the card, and I would want to watch is the Jonathan Gresham versus
Simon Gotch. Yeah. That one stood out to me. I'm not a big fan of the technical side, but I can appreciate it. I reckon that's going to be a banger.
Right? Which Shotzi is going to be at StarCast over the weekend of All In, and All In's actually doing some pretty decent things. For the first time ever, they're having free meet and greets.
Cool.
So I'm going to try to hit a few of these. So far listed on the free is Max Caster, AJ and Big Justice, Aubrey Edwards, Bryce Remsburg, Kira Hogan, Diamante, Queen Amanita, Alex Abrahantes, and Top Flight.
Cool.
I think I'm going to for sure try to hit Max and Alex Abrahantes because I've not actually gotten any photos with Alex Abrahantes.
That just reminded me of something. Was it a CMLL event last night?
Yes, there was a CMLL event last night.
That had a rather interesting one on it. So it will be Fantastica Mania, was it? Yes. Was it this one I'm thinking of? Yeah. So the 8-man tag match, you had Action Andretti, Leo Rush, Rocky Romero, and our friend Robbie X.
Yeah. And apparently there was like a Spider-Man pose for the Leo Rush and somebody.
I've not watched it yet. Oh, they've got one. There was one last night as well. That was Friday night. All right, the one last night isn't ringing any bells of like you've got to see that one, but yeah, that 8-man tag match has a few people that me and Jamie are friends with him, which was a bit odd when I saw the card earlier.
Which when I was pulling up the free people for AEW, the Tarcast, it reminded me that the other day and Tuesday, and I shared it on our group. Sting posted his last tour for being in the makeup, and there's it's all big cities except for
Yeah.
one, and that's Pryor, Oklahoma.
Oh,
Literally 9 miles from where I live, and that's going to be November 15th. I've already marked my calendar. I don't know how much tickets are going to be yet.
what you doing it?
Yeah, that is my. Yep, nope. We're doing that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, I think the closest to you would be Edinburgh, Scotland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he did Manchester in February.
That's going to be Comic Con Scotland.
Yeah, he did for the Love of Wrestling that me and Jamie were working.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be.
I think it's Comic Con Cardiff has some good ones on as well. I think that's got like Kevin Nash, Lita, and some others.
Yeah, the next Comic Con I think I'm going to go to is SoonerCon, which is going to be in Tulsa after All In. It's going to depend on how much money I have after All In, but it's going to have APA there.
Cool.
And I can't remember if he's vending there, but one of the guys I know showed me pictures last night. He has the old NECA Road Warriors for sale.
Wow.
And if I was more of a figure guy, I would totally have bought that. But now, unless it's just a really cool figure, it has to be like one I had as a kid and I loved. Like,
yeah,
there was a Roddy Piper figure where he had a leather jacket and a plastic kilt that I would love to have again.
I'll see what I could do. WCW one, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a WCW Piper. Although I have got, speaking of figures you had as a kid and you'd love to have again, that was mine.
Yes, I had that Sting. It was an amazing Sting.
Yeah, that was the first figure I remember buying, like going to the store and buying with my own money. I don't know whatever happened to it. And then 2 years ago, when we were working for the Love of Wrestling, before we were working for Monopoly events, so when we were there as a vendor, the bloke on the stall next to us had it. And I said to him in passing on the side, "Oh, fucking hell, that's the first figure I've ever bought with my own money. I might have that off you tomorrow because I don't know what happened to mine." And then I got there on the Sunday morning and he went, "It was that Sting, wasn't it, mate? There you go, yours."
Nice.
Oh, cheers, mate.
I don't remember what the first ever figure I bought with my own money was, but I know it was.
It might not have been that one, but that's the one that's in there that I remember buying.
I just know
I don't remember the shop I bought it in.
The really ugly ones that we've talked about in the past, and I had to show you a picture. And they were just a hard plastic, and I had so many of those because that was the line at the time.
I mean, WCW wise, obviously, I've got the icon. There's Kevin Nash, Hogan, another Sting, Bret Hart, Conan, Billy Kidman, and someone that's fallen over that I can't make out. I do have a Chris Benoit from WCW somewhere, but that is earmarked for Danny Darko next time I see him. I promised him that about a year ago, and I've not been to a show that he's on since.
The only WCW wrestling figure I have is a DDP that was supposed to talk, but it doesn't.
I've got more.
Yes,
yeah.
I had that.
I've got that DDP. I've got the one with the magnets in the hands, which I bought in a job lot because I wanted the Raven. I've got the Raven up there and the WCW Raven up there. The one without the stupid magnet hands. I thought they were all in one spot, but then you reminded me saying that no, because Ravens with the other Ravens. I think Oh, I've got Vampiro as well. He's behind that Sting. I've got two of that Vampiro. One's mine from being a kid that's behind that Sting. And the other one, again, came in a job lot that is going to Mecha Wolf next time he's over.
Right.
When he's done with Power Slap.
Dude, the promotion that I see Mecha Wolf at has a banger of a show just from the athletes the day after All In.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have to be at work at 6 in the morning that next day, I would totally stay over for that show. But it would get out at like 10, 11 o'clock, maybe midnight. And then that drive, 4 hours, 5 hours, depending on how frequently I stop. I could not do it. But
no.
They got Pagano. They got, trying to go to it, Jack Cartwheel or Cartwright, whatever he's going by now. I don't know how to get to my messages on Instagram because I'm stupid there.
Oh, it's the top right, the little arrow thing.
There it is. Yeah, it's Martinez Mania. They got Aerostar, Laredo Kid, Psycho Clown is who it is, Jack Cartwheel, Epidemus Sr., Masquerita Serrata, El Gato, Arcangel Davino, Navarro, Diego Villabos.
I think you sent me the poster for that.
I don't know if I did.
I'm not
Diego
sure.
Villabos is a villain, but he's a super nice guy. He seen me the last time I was there by myself, and he's like, "You enjoyed the show?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh, that's good because like we seen you by yourself and just want to make sure you were having a good time. Baby Apache's gonna be there. Anubis, Dragonastro, Dios del Informanudo, which is Drago. They say Gravity's going to be there. You got Ultimo Maldito. And I think that's all the big names. But, man, is that going to be an awesome show.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And again, if it wasn't Sunday night where I had to get back on Monday morning.
The thing I'm stuck with is how to watch this round of Power Slap that's got the pro wrestlers in.
Oh.
I watched season 1 when it was over here, but I've not seen anything else. But I know Mecha Wolf's in it. I know Casanova Valentine's in it. Juicy Finale's in it.
Yeah, and that's being booked by
Dana White.
No. He's owning it. But there's a talk is Jericho, and I want to say that Kazarni is actually booking it. And giving it a more sports entertainment feel without the sports entertainment aspect of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's actually looking like this person and this person will be a good match versus just two randos. Well, or this person's talking shit about this person, so let's put them in the match together.
But, like, if it's like Power Slap, well, it is Power Slap, you've still got to take into consideration, like, the weight classes that they had. Because I'm pretty certain if Casanova Valentine was to slap anyone but Juicy Finale, he'd kill them.
Quite possibly. But yeah, it is. Kazarni is basically still within their regulations and stuff. He's booking it to give you like more interesting matchups.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah,
I'm interested in that. Then I'll have to send you a link. Then you can post it in the group or in the bit underneath, like the blurry whatever description. Word I'm looking for. To a Vice 15-minute documentary with Casanova Valentine about how he runs death matches in Brooklyn. You know, getting around like the state athletic commission and everything.
Interesting.
Because obviously, then you've got to have a doctor and all that crap. He puts them on as art shows, so that the commission don't get involved.
I don't know how well that works. I think they're just not paying attention because of it being so large.
Yeah, well, it seems to go quite well. There's footage of him and G Raver having a match in this little club, like no ring sort of situation. Like I've seen some shows over here, and I've seen in Vegas because Tim Strange and Necro had a fucking banger in Vegas.
Yeah, I think the no ring part's where they probably get away with it. I don't think that we could do that in like Oklahoma with our commission. But also Brooklyn, state of New York, way bigger for what the athletic commission has to deal with than Oklahoma.
Mm. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was quite interesting. He goes through like he shows him going to the hardware store. He's like, "This is the shop I come to get me stuff." He's like, "I want one of them. That looks violent." He's like, "I need a staple gun." And he gets this fucking monstrous thing out. And he's gone, "That looks great, but that one's $11."
Yeah, I know. Back in December when we had our hardcore tournament at EPW, I went to the Dollar Tree. I'm like, and of course I'm not a wrestler, so I don't know what they can actually use. I messaged the promoter. I'm like, "Hey, is there anything specific for me to pick up? Is there anything for me not to get?" And he's like, "Don't get anything that would like cause shards. Like, don't get any glass that'll break.
Yeah,
and don't get anything that would purposely cut." Because I mean, our rules for athletic commission. And so I'm going through. I'm like, "Oh, here's a broom that'll work. Baking sheets that'll work."
Yeah.
And I got some flour because I'm like, that could be a good spot. They ended up just taking the entire bag of flour and hitting one of the guys in the head with it versus like parceling it out for like a salt spot from Mr. Fuji.
Yeah. I think it was before DOA this year, I went to our local pound shop and I had every intention of making a thumbtack bat. But I could not find a little plastic baseball bat in there. So I ended up with fly swatters. But then when I was at the show, I didn't have enough time to double-sided tape it and cover it in thumbtacks. I just got like, dump your bag of violence in there. All right. I had like anti-bird, not like the pigeon spikes that nearly killed Marcus Crane, but like the little wide plastic ones. I had a couple strips of them. There was some mouse traps, all sorts of horrible shit.
Yeah, but a mousetrap you can take easily. Like,
yeah,
you have to be fast to do it, but you can take it easily. And it's just frozen up. All right. If he doesn't come back magically by the time I finish this sentence, I'm gonna just end it, folks. He's already.
You have crashed.
You crashed.
Oh.
I was still going. You were frozen.
Same this way, but the other way around. I was still going. You were frozen.
All right. We'll see how that works in the video. I was trying to keep chatting just so there wasn't any dead air.
Yeah, no. Apparently you froze on my end. I froze on your end. Cool.
Go Zoom.
Bring back Skype.
Right? Or give us better alternative.
Yeah, come up with something new. I don't like Zoom. I've had a pop-up for this entire show saying reclaim host because we must be logged into the same account.
Oh. Yeah. we're both using it. But if we don't, or if at least if the person starting the show didn't use it, then we'd be limited to 50 minutes.
Is this the issue we've been having, that ours works and no one else's doesn't? That we're both on the same account?
No, because I record to my computer.
Ah.
And so, folks, when you watch our videos, you'll notice, like, H and I, we got to each other even when we're not talking, and everyone else, it's like bouncing back and forth. So if you know how to fix that, let us know in the comments below. Because we've switched gallery view, we've tried everything, but the only thing we haven't did, which is the way we can work it, is recording to a computer.
Well, the way I've got it working, because, you know, like I said the other day, last week, I'd have to look at it on the computer. I've literally just clicked view in the top right, and you've got speaker, which is the one that flips between everyone, gallery, or multi-speaker. I've got it on multi-speaker, and it's got both of us.
I have it on gallery, and it has both of us.
Oh. Oh, I don't know then.
Yeah. So the only other option, I think, is highlighting the speaker, which is done by clicking on, I don't know where yet. But yeah. I don't know. I do know it's getting my lunchtime. It's probably your tea time.
Yeah, Jamie's ordered the food.
So let's go ahead and sign off of here. Thank you all for joining us. This has been the H and J show of Worst Locks and Long Talks.
Peace.